brought in folks from all over the country who've been writing about education from a very local standpoint, so that they could meet each other, so that they could connect, and so that they could, really understand that they're not alone in these fights.
We talk about giving students options, but sometimes if you don't know that something's an option, how can you know to make that decision? For example, for myself, I didn't know that higher education was an option because I didn't see myself reflected in higher education.
Now, instead of building prisons, build schools in those very neighborhoods to help save our young black men.
So I was the only black student in many of my classes growing up in my K-12 education. There was just a huge misunderstanding of who I was.
Teachers have the power to motivate students and help students realize their full potential.
Too often the voices of parents, teachers, and kids are not really heard.
I work to do that every day through my blog to amplify those voices for the traditionally unheard.
The system is just set up to work in a way that's not fair, and I feel an obligation to do what I can to level that playing field for them.
I ended up being shot by a student who had dropped out of 8th grade. As a black man, I found it really important and imperative for us to join this work and nation building that we find in our schools and classrooms.
I think this whole push that Peter's leading, just to have real voices from community. And again, now that's always important. I think now more than ever.
I had a mother who was dealing with alcoholism, a father who was not engaged with us, and it was a very difficult time. And with so many things happening at home, school was really my only refuge.
Because I fell through the cracks in high school, I was committed and absolutely determined that that would not happen to my kid.
I didn't want other students to go their entire K-12 experience and never have a black male educator.
I'm not telling you something I read about, I'm telling you what I'm living every day.
And we've just worked really hard in the last 3 years to give people a platform, give them a chance to speak and talk about what they want.